Hello, hello, my screen skins, and today I am with Prince Alibaba for another video. Man, we have a lot of videos coming out, and yeah, no, this is just kind of Transformers reaction to the brand new Transformers CG show, and it looks like they're trying to make a Transformers cinematic universe.
Of course, everything has to be a cinematic universe.
I don't know. This is awful. That's the only way I can put it. This is to me. This is awful. To me, this is crap. I don't think this is going to be good. But mind you, I'm also kind of fatigued from Transformers. So maybe this is why I'm coming at it from such a negative light. And
I mean, I don't have Transformers fatigue because I have not seen a Transformers series that sparked my interest, since Galaxy Force or Cybertron ended back in 2007.
mhm,
Although I did enjoy the War for Cybertron video game, and Transformers Devastation looks pretty good. I never played it, but
great
overall, as
game.
far as fiction, uh, like TV shows and certainly the movies, I do not enjoy. Uh,
Mhm.
Transformers has just been dead in all this time for one reason or another. But we're gonna focus on this one and what I find wrong with it. And I'll start with my one of my main problems is the tone. Is this supposed to be a comedy? Because like
This
it's not
is
it's not even
this
it
is
even fails at that.
Hollywood.
I don't find it funny.
It, it's Hollywood being Hollywood. That's what this is. This is
It's
Hollywood
Yeah, but it's the same
trying to
type of
keep something
humor
going
we see in everything. It's just
over,
one guy,
over, over,
yeah,
and over
one guy
again.
makes a statement which is not totally correct. So he makes these little, so he starts babbling of these minor corrections. Like,
Yeah.
how many times have we heard
And no
that?
one, yeah, how many times are we going to want to listen to it too? Like at this point, I don't think this is going to be good.
Yeah, robot designs are not doing it for me. I think they're ugly.
Yeah, same, same. Again, an origin story sounds like an interesting idea. We're going to do an origin story, but then you get that energy that this is going to be a cinematic universe. This is going to be this. This is going to be that. This is going to. You know what? The only thing I can say is I will give them credit if they choose to do something cool. And you know what they need to do cool? There's a band that does Transformers, like they do like they're a rock band, and they do old songs, but they do Transformer stuff. If they get them, they cosplay as Transformers when they do it. If they get them to do a some of the soundtrack, I might be interested. But otherwise, this is gonna suck. That's
Yeah,
I,
that's another problem.
I'm more
You brought
yeah.
up it
Go ahead.
being a origin story or a backstory, which
Mm,
at this point
who
I
cares?
don't understand. Yeah, like why does everyone want an origin story for everything? I mean, if the origin
Mm,
story was that important, then they would have done it years ago, regardless of what IP it is. Like, for example,
yep.
I think the biggest one I don't like is when people say James Bond needs an origin story. No, he doesn't. If it was important, Ian Fleming would have written him an origin story, but he didn't. It's
He
We
never
care about
wanted
who
to.
he
Yeah.
is, not how he became who he is. I
Mhm.
think there's a point where too much story dilutes the property, and
Yep.
sometimes things are best left to the imagination. Another example is Terminator. They should not have made Terminator Salvation take place in the future with the war. It's better how the original two movies showed snippets of the future and everyone left it to the imagination. That I
And
think
we
is more effective.
also yeah, we also had an origin story with Transformers, and we had or other origin stories. This is, and again, when you already know the tale, I know guys who watch Transformer. Like a lot of the new fans are going to watch this. This is going to be their first induction to the OG origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron. And if that's the case, people are going to be. I I don't like that in a lot of ways. I think like when they did that with the original Transformers, we knew the origin story, but now it's like, well, I don't want to know that information. This is information I wanted to keep away from this stuff because in a way it doesn't make it good. Like I don't know. I feel that this is going to be a waste of energy. How about you?
Well, they had a snippet of an origin story in the original series, but here they want to make it so that Optimus and Megatron were good guy, were friends, and Megatron's cause is noble. They tried to make Megatron this broken, this damaged individual. No, just make him plain evil. That's what made it.
Like yeah, I never will get that. I never get that null that law that logic of we're gonna make this guy this, and I'm like, why? He's a bastard.
I mean, I think the
he
original series gave Megatron more credit. Sorry, let me rephrase that. People give the original series less credit than it deserves. I mean, everyone thinks Megatron is just a cartoon villain. When when you watch the show, he's had it makes sense when you think about why he does what he does. It's called survival. He probably wants Energon to stay alive. It's their food. That's the only reason. And Cybertron has
well,
practically no energy left, so that's why he wants to control it. So he ensures his eternal survival.
and others in his own kind survival. Although it's debatable, considering the fact he becomes a crony, a Unicron, it's clearly not 100% sure if that's his true motivation.
But there are scenes where he will save Cybertron. He will team up with the Autobots. So he's not completely a selfish. Well, I don't want that doesn't that
No,
makes him
he's
sound too
immoral.
good, but he will
No,
work with the Autobots if he has to for Cybertron.
he's lawful. The best way to put it for D&D terms, he's lawful evil, and he is in it for himself, but he is doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, but now they're trying to make
Um,
him this broken victim of his past and a brooding. It's like no, that's not Megatron.
no, it isn't, right? Like that's not Megatron. Megatron has always been this aspect, and he's always been an energy. He's never been a brooder, but he's always been someone that's been going for the gold every time, and it's like it doesn't make sense to make him anybody but what he is. He's not a man that I would want to I wouldn't want to go drinking with Megatron. Okay, like this guy I wouldn't want to hang out with on a day to day because he is just kind of like, and he's a megalomaniac in some ways. He has this attitude that's just over, like just so fucking psychotic. In a way, he is a very scary human being. Well, very not a very scary transformer human being, but he's a very scary. He's scary in a lot of ways. You gotta understand this is a guy that doesn't seem to care when it comes to a lot of stuff. And keeping, like I'll always say, the guy kept his biggest enemy around him all day, all the time, and that was Starscream. That was like one of his biggest threats to power. And every time I ask somebody why did he do that, it's always a different response, but it's usually the same thing. It's to keep him fresh. Like everyone kind of thinks it's to keep him fresh. And that's kind of how I feel about this D12 guy. Like, yeah, they're going to be fast friends, but it already seems to have this. It's starting to have that energy that says we're going to be Marvel. I don't think Marvel's going to work. And this really does feel like a another rip off of DC, an MCU. And yeah, that's
But
the way I feel about it.
but
And
there's another
what?
element I don't like. Transformers is supposed to be about robots that come to Earth and they disguise themselves as, Earth vehicles. Now, when you make an origin story where they're all, you know, Cybertronian alien vehicles, that takes away from the appeal because
Mm-hmm.
it's better for them to have already had the war, but start the story in the middle of it as it
Yeah,
continues on Earth.
yeah, and yeah, it's in a lot of ways, it does the one thing most people complained about the TV show, and that's taking away the human characters, because the human characters are always been considered, the weakest part of a Transformer story.
Oh yeah, and for some reason the Bayformers movies just don't understand that. But people will still go
And
watch them.
yep, yeah, I could do an entire video crapping on Bay, and funny thing is, I can't really crap on him too much. The guy is a guy made his money.
He knows what
What can you
sells.
say? Yeah. I like the idea that the nostalgia critics put it. He says, "Shoot it like porn." I think that's the right way to look at it.
Yes, but you'll always have those who think Transformers is nothing but I just want to see giant robots beat the shit out of each other. They don't care about character, they don't care about context, they don't care about characterization and motivation and story and development. No,
Yeah,
just
that's the
bang
same
bang boom boom.
mentality. Yeah, that's the same mentality people have with Godzilla. Oh, we just want to watch monsters in our giant monster movie. And okay, yeah, some people do, but not. But some people actually like a good show, a good movie, aka Godzilla minus one.
A story.
Like, yeah, yeah, it has a giant monster in it, but it's a good story. Godzilla minus one, great example. Not the new Godzilla movie. Uh, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, so ultimately I am not excited for this. The trailer makes it look like a goofy comedy and I don't want that's not what I want to see. I for once want to see a dark kick-ass Transformers movie with lots of robot
I
gore.
just I just want a decent movie. That's all. I want a decent movie. I want them to be smart about it, and I don't think. I honestly, can I be honest, Dark? I think this is a franchise that doesn't need anything else at this point. I think it's done everything. I think they're at this point running their wheels. I don't think there's anything else for them here,
I'll
and
tell you
that's how I
what.
feel.
Well, I'll
I
tell you
kind of
what.
feel the same way with Star Trek. Go ahead.
Here's something that they were doing in the early 2000s which I wish they had continued to do, but unfortunately Hasbro sees its products as characters. It's like, okay, we have Ironhide here. We're gonna put Ironhide in this show, so we can make this Ironhide toy. Whereas in the early 2000s, with the Unicron trilogy and Robots in Disguise, particularly,
Yeah.
they were making brand new characters. I mean, with the exception of Optimus Prime and Megatron, and
Hmm.
to a lesser extent Starscream in that version, because that he's a good guy in that version, but a good guy done well. Anyway, I'm rambling. We were getting predominantly different characters, new characters, like new Transformers. Now we're every version, every series after that ended. Oh, we're rebooting the same core cast over and over again.
Uh-huh.
And as someone who collects Transformers toys on occasion, I already have an Ironhide. No, I don't have an Ironhide. I need an example. I have a Prowl, for example. Why do I need like 15 other Prowls that have come since then?
In all different versions. Yeah, exactly. And
But
it's
it's still the same basic character. They're all police cars.
mhm. I know it's I don't know. This is gonna be bad. Like I didn't like I haven't liked anything that's been coming out lately when it comes to Transformers. Like I didn't like the Rooster Teeth version. And it just
Oh
keeps it
God.
keeps kind of coming. Yeah, it keeps coming for me. The hits keep coming for me like that. I did not like the Rooster Teeth version. I didn't like this version. I'm not as far as I'm concerned, this is a franchise that would be better remastering the old TV shows, working on video games about the old TV shows, doing stuff with the old content. The old content's gonna frickin' sell every frickin' time. The new stuff isn't. Why keep doing this? That's my best way to do it. Why keep doing this? The old stuff is not going to sell as well as the new stuff. The new stuff is not going to sell as well as the old stuff. The old stuff still makes a bang. I don't get the logic,
Yeah,
and
I
that's the best way
agree.
to put it.
And everything
I don't.
it just seems like Generation 1 repackaged or remodified rather than being a new entity like the
Mhm,
Unicron trilogy was.
mhm. Yeah, exactly. I don't think we're going to get. I think it's not worth it.
So yeah, definitely not excited for this, and I don't even like the way the robots look. Their faces are too humanoid. But I need to relate to them if they don't act more human. Like, no, you fucking don't. They just need to be cool robots to enjoy. I don't need to relate to it to enjoy it. But no, everyone needs
You
to.
know,
Everyone needs their validation, and everyone needs
K
their
K
little.
K K. Yeah, we're just gonna audio. We're running our gears at this point. I'd like to like it's the same thing. We're thinking, well, why change? Why change? What doesn't need to be changed? Why not just make better remasters? Why not just reshoot the show? If they remade the show like they're doing with X-Men '97, I don't think anyone would be complaining. Best way to put it.
Oh yeah,
And yeah,
definitely.
that's it. Definitely. That's the best way to put it, right? All right. I'd like to thank everybody that was listening in. We should have, like, I've been doing more videos, more and more. We're getting more off the ground. It looks like it's picking up a little more, and we will see you all in the next Orc War Chief reviews. Have a good one, guys.